Welcome to our first episode of Let's Dish. I'm so glad you were able to find us on our new digital streaming channel, WCIA Plus. We are on your Fire Stick, your Roku, and your Apple TV. So we've got this new channel, and my boss said to us, okay, we need some original content. What can you talk about? What do you want to do? What's your passion? And I thought, well, I could talk about food for a really long time, and I love cooking, so I thought, what a better show but to bring the professionals in, and I can pick their brain, talk about what inspires them about food, how they got into cooking, and all of those things. So that's what we are doing on this show called Let's Dish. Thankfully, Dee Newsom, he volunteered. I asked you if you would come on and be my first guest, my first guinea pig. Thank you so much, Dee,
yes,
for being here. Dee is a private chef in Champaign. I have eaten your food, and my goodness, it is fantastic. I'm still thinking about that lobster bisque that we had. It's really, really good. So Dee's been around in Champaign for a while, and we're gonna get into your whole history and what got you into cooking and all that. But first, I want you to create something. We're gonna cook together, something that inspires you. So why don't you tell everybody what we're making tonight?
Okay, so what we're making tonight is a roasted brassica salad. It is a broccoli, cauliflower, snow pea, a little bit of Brussels sprouts. I use some spring onions, ramps, wild onions. I have a little bit of pickled red onions, and it's gonna come with a homemade buttermilk Caesar dressing.
Okay, I love that you started with a veg because I am a veg-forward girl. I do love a good salad, and I feel like salads always taste better when someone else makes it rather than me making it at home.
I agree.
I don't know if you feel the same. But how many people are cooking for you? Maybe your wife is cooking for you, making a salad. So, okay, I did say, Dee, that I would help out, so get me started. What am I doing?
All right, so what we got the cauliflower and we have broccoli. We're gonna do the same exact thing. I also gave you one green onion.
One green onion.
I have one as well.
Okay.
I'll show you how we're gonna cut that as well. But
because I follow directions well, so you just tell me what you need me to do.
We're gonna start off with the broccoli and cauliflower. We're gonna just definitely cut it away from the stems. We're going for the crowns.
Oh, see now, okay, here's my first question. Did I cut too much of the stem of the broccoli?
No, you did not.
Because I know a lot of people say, oh, you can use it all, and I usually just cut that right off.
You can use it all, but for this dish, you don't want that much stem.
Okay.
So you're going for something like that size.
So that's too big. Cut that in half?
Yep, you can either cut that in half, or you could just break those pieces apart.
Okay, break it apart is better for you? I want to do a really good job. This is the first time I've ever cooked on camera, and I don't need anybody calling in saying, gosh, Jennifer's not good at that.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Okay, I gotta ask.
Yes.
Brassica, am I saying that right?
Yes, you are.
Brassica salad. And why did you pick that to make today? What is special about that?
Well, this salad I wanted to make simply because I was looking for an excuse to use ramps. You know, I've been writing spring and summer menus for some events, and I do try to utilize the vegetables that are growing during the season. Ramps has been one of them. I actually love ramps. For those of you who don't,
please tell, because I needed you to tell me what ramps are.
Ramps are wild onions.
Okay.
So they grow in the wild.
That's these, right?
Yes. So those are the ramp bulbs.
We're talking about.
But they're very similar to a green onion, but the leaves are a lot wider. You see on this green onion we have the stem kind of separates. With the ramp you have one solid stem and then one big wide leaf.
Okay.
And it's the best way to describe it that I would like to describe it, to me it tastes kind of like an onion and a garlic hybrid that's been merged together.
Okay. And can you use it in, how did you prepare these, first of all?
So with these, what we have here, I use just the bulbs on these on these ramps. Just because they do go fairly quick. It's very hard to get your hands on them unless you know someone or know a spot.
And who gave you your ramps today?
So my buddy Thad Morrow, who's my old boss. I was able to reach out to him, and he just so happened to have ramps, which was a very nice thing. So thank you.
And talk about learning. I know now we're jumping ahead in some of your history, but talk about learning from one of the best.
Yeah, you know,
around, right?
working for Thad was it was a cool experience. You know, coming here from Tennessee to the Midwest, from Chattanooga, Tennessee to the Midwest was it was eye opening.
Was it a culture shock a
It
bit?
was a huge culture shock. I was fresh only 2 years out of culinary school at the time, and I thought that I was a fairly decent cook.
You had some swagger.
I thought I knew what I was doing, but moving here and working at Bacaro definitely was a humbling experience because it became very clear very quickly that I had a long way to go and I still had a lot to learn.
So tell me about what was that first moment of you going, what was that aha moment of, oh, I've got a lot to learn? What happened?
So just coming into a restaurant where everything is made from scratch, this was my first experience doing that. Although in culinary school we did a lot of things from scratch. We were in a group, but going into a kitchen where it's your sole responsibility to make everything that's on your station from scratch and to have it be prepared at a certain time, that was when I knew that I had a lot to learn. I had a lot to learn about organization. I had a lot to learn about my timing. I had a lot to learn about techniques, different shortcuts, things that I just was not exposed to at that time. And it was eye-opening. That challenged me every day. The chefs challenged me every day, to the point where I kind of wanted to quit my second week, to be honest.
Oh, no.
But it was because
Stress.
it was stressful, and I had never been pushed to be better to that extent. I had never been pushed that way. So it was very uncomfortable. But I was able to kind of stick with it.
Push through it.
Overcame a lot of obstacles. And, you know, they saw that I was willing to continue to get better. So they did support. And Thad always threw a curveball at me. He was always challenging me with ingredients, always challenging me to try different things and just be open-minded to anything outside of my Southern cuisine of what I grew up around. And I embraced it, and it's been a really good. I'm glad I did because it's followed me along in my career through every restaurant I've worked at, into my private business now. And I still use Thad. I still reach back to him for
ramps.
Yeah, for ramps, for help, for guidance.
Maybe bouncing. I mean, do you still bounce recipe ideas off of him and anything like that?
We don't necessarily talk about recipes, but I pay attention to the things that he's doing. So I definitely I still get inspiration from a lot of things that he's doing, a lot of things, ingredients that he carries in his store. So yeah, I do. You know, one thing he always told me was books. Read a bunch of books. You gotta have your cookbooks. Books. I definitely did not take that for granted. So when I'm feeling inspired or I see something, I go right to my books. I get an idea, and I kind of add my own twist to it. So yeah, I do still reach back to him. He's very helpful.
Okay, I think I did okay with the broccoli.
You did a really good job
with
the
the
broccoli.
Chef.
Yeah, you did.
Do you watch The Bear?
I do watch The Bear. I love
Chef,
The Bear.
yes, chef. How did I do?
You did a good job.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
So what are we doing now with the broccoli?
Okay, so now with the broccoli, we are going to blanch the broccoli, which I have some water here.
Okay, am I picking this up? Am I bringing it over to you?
Yeah, we can go ahead and drop it in.
Do you want all of it in there?
Let's just do half of it. Half of it should be fine.
I'm spilling. That's about half.
So we're gonna blanch it for about 30 seconds to a minute.
Okay.
Reason being is we're gonna kind of partially cook the broccoli to kind of soften it up, but we're also mainly doing this to bring out the color. We want it to be vibrant. I want this dish to pop with color, so we're gonna bring the water to boil, drop the broccoli in for 30 seconds to a minute, and then we're gonna take it out right into an ice bath to slow down the cooking process.
Okay, can I tell you my theory about vegetables?
Yeah.
I think why a lot of people my age, old, don't like vegetables is because growing up, all we ate were vegetables that had been boiled, right? To the point of a mushy mess.
Yep.
I mean, Mom, I love you, but I mean, that's how everybody cooked their veggies,
I agree.
right? Or
I
they were
agree.
frozen.
I agree.
So I think now with roasting vegetables just taste better
so much
because we
better.
know how to prepare them.
Yeah, they do
That's
taste a lot
my
better.
theory. In case you don't like vegetables, go back to cooking them a better way.
Yes.
Yes.
Just not overcooking them. Just don't have to overcook
It
them.
was the 70s.
It was the 70s.
There weren't a lot of vegetables around anyway.
Yep.
Okay, so we're blanching.
Yep, we're gonna blanch. We're gonna drop it right into the ice water.
Got it.
And you'll see that color is vibrant green. Had I not done this and followed through with the dish, the broccoli would have turned brown and would have just kind of changed the look of the visual of the dish.
Because chefs want things to taste good and look pretty.
Yes, people eat with their eyes first.
Oh, okay.
People do eat with their eyes
First tip of the day, that was one thing my mom did. I'm probably going to talk about my mom a lot during this series, but she always wanted to make sure there was color.
Yeah.
Enough different colors. We were never served a plate of white food,
Yeah,
right? Everything on the plate the same color. She wanted to have, so that was good. So that's what we're doing. We're making sure things are colorful in this salad.
We could go ahead and add the rest.
Yeah, should we do them all?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. And we're
Because
not
who
going to
knows,
do the
maybe
same.
someone around the station will want some broccoli.
That is true.
Kevin Lighty would say nobody would eat this but me, the broccoli. I love a vegetable.
Good. Well, that's really good.
So glad you brought veggies.
And I have this here for you.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to clean my station a little. Okay, now another thing, I am a cook by recipe girl. I am not like you. You can just, are you timing things just in your head? You knew what
Yes.
30 seconds is, about a minute?
Well, I'm actually
I would be setting a timer.
Me personally, I'm actually going by the look of it.
Okay.
Just because I have blanched a bunch of broccoli
Over your time.
in the time, so I kind of know what we're looking for.
Okay.
But I try not to move it around too much because I do try to keep as much broccoli whole as possible. Sometimes you mix it around too much, it starts
Yeah.
to fall apart.
So you mentioned books, reading a lot of cookbooks.
Yes.
But how do you create? I mean, I sat down for your meal and that was 5 courses of heaven.
Thank you.
Are you getting those recipes from a book or are you creating them yourself?
I kind of use a book as a guide, just a guide and a direction for a specific technique or a specific ingredient. But then I kind of take some of what I've learned over the years from other chefs, some things that I've tried on my own, and just try to, as I go write the menu, I kind of take out some things that I want to try different or add some things that I think would elevate the dish. So I never really go into it with one specific plan. I kind of just go based on what I'm feeling in the moment and what's in season, honestly.
Yeah.
What's in season.
Well, and that's what inspired this.
Yes,
These are seasonal ingredients.
This is definitely inspired by the season, specifically because of the ramps. And it just goes really well with this dish, surprisingly well. I tried this recipe out about a month and a half ago, and I've tweaked it maybe 3 different times with adding some things, taking away some things. And as you can see, I'm still trying to figure out which works out the best.
And what's that process like? Do you repeat things over and over? How many times do you have to tweak something before you feel, okay, this is a hit, this is something I can serve to my customers?
Honestly, it varies. Sometimes I can try something out and I feel 100%, like I feel really good about
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Boom, mic drop on that recipe.
But there's a lot of times where it's just not enough. It seemed to me it's just not enough. It's missing something. So I then go back, and it's not even just books that I read. I watch a lot of authentic cooking on YouTube. Not so much like professional chefs or I go for like old school style cooking. So I watch a lot of older couples.
Julia Child, old school?
Even that, I go back that far, but even like just a generation where people were cooking over open flames, open fire.
Oh, we're going way back.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I like open flames, cast iron. So I'll go back. Sometimes I'll go back to a book, or I'll go back to a video, or something that I saw that inspired me, and it'll just spark an idea. If someone's using a cauliflower, I might use a broccoli. I might do the same technique.
Mix it up, see what happens.
So I'm always just trying something new. I'm never satisfied And I still honestly have so much to learn. I still have so much
process.
ingredients to work with that I've never even been able to work with. So I'm always trying. And my wife's always challenged me as well.
Well, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That is the point of a wife. Okay, we are going to start with the cauliflower in just a second, but we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll be back to Let's Dish. Let's Dish. I am here with Private Chef Dee Newson, and now we've moved past the broccoli, moving into cauliflower.
We are moving into
Okay.
cauliflower.
What are we doing with that?
Oh, so now I have a little bit of oil I'm going to add to the pan. We're going to pretty much char, get some nice color on the cauliflower.
What kind of oil did you put in there?
So I put a little bit of light olive oil,
Okay.
extra virgin olive oil. We're going to let that come to, as you can see, the oil gets a little ribbles in there. That's when you know you're ready.
Okay.
And then after I add the cauliflower, I'll add the broccoli, and then we'll go in with the snow peas at the very end,
Okay.
and then we'll start building from there.
And the snow peas will go in here as well?
Yes.
Do you need me to cut green onion?
Yes, while we're
Okay.
waiting on that, I'll show you.
Yes, please. We have a
I'm gonna cut the
technique for the green onions?
Yes, so we're going
Okay.
to cut it on bites. We're just going to use the greens.
Can I ask you a question about green onions?
Yes.
When a recipe calls for green onions, sometimes I don't know, is it asking for this part of the green onion or that part of the green onion? Or do you use it all?
I typically use it all. Certain specific recipes will be
Say the greens or the whites?
The bottoms or the green, just the green. So I'm going in a bias, if you can see.
Okay.
So this is more so for presentation.
I was going to say, that's super fancy.
So you don't have to
I'm
be
a
perfect.
Okay, but I want to learn. This is called you're Julie.
I julienned it. Yep.
Julienned it.
You're good at one at a time, just because it works better. When people try to do more, you kind of
Okay.
the onions go everywhere.
All right. I'm going to try this now. So,
And while you're doing that,
and I'm left-handed, so I got to go the other way.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I'm just realizing how old my hands look on TV. I don't know about this camera. I might need to wear gloves for this show. Okay. See, that is years of culinary school. You made that seem so pretty and easy.
It did take me a
yours
while.
are better than mine. I mean, did you have days in cooking school where that's all again, I think I'm probably going to talk about the bear too often, but where you're just cooking green onions all day long until you get it right?
My first class was Skills 1 is what they called it. And that was pretty much learning knife skills, olive oils, vinegars, and spices. And by the end of it, we had to be able to name each oil and vinegar blindfolded.
Ooh, how did that go? I've seen that competition on Top Chef.
It was a challenge.
Some of them are not good at it.
It was a challenge, and most of the kids that started in my class, we were mostly all out of high school, so it was a learning curve for everyone. It was actually, looking back at it, it was pretty entertaining.
What was the one spice that you thought, oh, for sure that was cinnamon and it was oregano or something? Was there anything that you just really missed?
Well, I will highlight the one thing that we did not miss.
Okay.
Truffle oil.
Oh.
None of us had we didn't even know what truffle was.
Right.
But we knew that there was this very distinct
It's very powerful.
smell in the room. And at the time, now I love truffle now, but at the time it was the worst smell to the entire class, and no one could figure out what it was. Truffle's
very big over at Bacaro.
It is. It was
That was a big thing over there.
That's when I was really expanded my horizon with truffle. Thad did a great job with that as well.
I feel like that was actually some of my first experiences with truffles was at Bacaro back in the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of my first experiences was there, to be honest. But yeah, I would say truffle would be the one that really stood out. Another one that was apple cider vinegar and red wine vinegar.
Hard to distinguish.
That was hard to distinguish blindfolded. So at the end of each class you're only limited maybe 5 students in a class with a clipboard, and they had all the spices set up, they had the oil set up, and each kid would have to go around and write down what each item was. And then at the end, you would do a blindfold tasting. So yeah, that was when you put the blindfold on, things like that became more of a challenge to us. I'm gonna crank this up a little bit just to get some color on here.
Now this cauliflower looks a little bit differently than cauliflower that I would buy at the grocery store.
Yeah, so I actually bought this cauliflower from the Asian market. So it is a different strain of cauliflower, so to speak. But it actually works. It looks really good on this dish, I've learned.
Again.
The other one is...
it's the eye appeal
yeah,
to the dish.
As you can see, the flowers are kind of spreaded out, which brassica actually means. Brassica is the family of brassica are cauliflower, cabbage, radishes, pretty much any vegetable that blooms flowers before they sprout. And the flowers are, each flower has 4 petals on it.
Okay.
That's how you can distinguish which vegetable is from the brassica family.
Okay. All right.
All right, so we got that going. I'll add the...
is this good? So
yes,
you don't want me to do the whites?
No whites.
No whites.
And you can pop those right into this container here.
Okay.
As you can see, these here,
Yeah.
I'll show the camera. They have these...
Are the ones you cut, Dee? Is that what you're showing off?
Well, no, not necessarily. But just how we did had the ice water for the broccoli, when I cut these up earlier, I actually put these in the ice water to bloom them. And when you put them in ice water after cutting them this way, they form these weird, funky shapes.
And they're prettier. So you did that not for the taste, but for the visual appeal.
For the visual, yes.
Yeah. See, oh my gosh. See, this is stuff that a professional thinks about. A mom at home trying to get dinner on the table is just taking her green onion going,
Yeah, just trying to get dinner on the table.
let's eat, right?
And now we got color on here. This is like perfect for what we're looking for.
I could eat this entire pan.
Oh, I'm not, me as well. I love veggies. I took the broccoli out of the ice bath, let it drain a little bit. So now we're gonna go in with the broccoli as well.
So this is a warm salad, or are we serving it cold?
Yeah, it's gonna be warm.
A warm salad. Okay. Should we go over what else is in these are the Brussels sprout
Yeah,
leaves.
so I had the Brussels sprout petals. So I took a couple Brussels sprouts and I just kind of cut the ends off. Once you cut the stem off the Brussels sprout, you should be able to just peel the rest of it off the sides. And I did the same method that we did with the broccoli. I blanched it. But I blanched that for maybe 5 seconds just because it really doesn't take much time. 5 seconds, boiling water, right into the ice water, cool down and drain. Those are gonna go in at the very end just for another elevation of the plate, pretty much.
Okay, we're gonna let that go, let that cook a little bit, and we are gonna take a little break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We've got our broccoli and cauliflower going. We cut up our green onions. We talked about the Brussels sprouts. Now we want to talk about this ingredient, and I could talk about pickled vegetables for a while. I love a pickled vegetable. I've never done it at home. I should try it. Is it something that I can easily do at home?
Yes, it is very simple.
Okay.
So just for these 2 ingredients, I have the pickled red onions and the pickled ramp bulbs. As you see, the pickled red onions, they are very bright in color. I use a slice of red beet in the pickling liquid to make that color more vibrant. So not only did I use red wine, I used 1/4 cup of red wine, 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar, and then 1/4 cups of actual red wine. And then I took 1 slice of beet, dropped that into the pan, half a cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of salt, and I let that come to a simmer. And then I also do 2 cups of water to that. Let that come to a simmer, and then I pour that right over the sliced onions. Keep everything submerged. I put that in the cooler for a day, and they're usually ready for the next day, or even within the next couple hours. But the longer you let them sit, the better they are. These onions here, they've been pickling for a month now.
A month?
Yes, so those have been pickling for a month. And the ramp bulbs, the same exact method, those have been pickling for a month as well. So these should be very pungent in flavor, but it'll balance out perfect with each ingredient that we're gonna have.
And you were talking about how you really like to go back in time when you look at your inspirations for cooking. And I feel like people have been pickling vegetables
Yes.
for centuries.
Yes, and
Yeah.
my grandfather was really huge into pickling. I thought it was strange as a kid. He would have all these weird jars of things down in his basement. But you know, that's who actually got me into this career path, was my grandfather. So I took a lot of things that I remember seeing him do back then, I find myself doing now, and it's crazy how life works and things come full circle.
Yeah, I love that. So a lot of times people will talk about their grandma got them into cooking, or maybe their mom, and your influence was your grandpa.
Yeah, my grandfather would take me hunting, we would go fishing. He grew up most of his produce in the backyard, and if he didn't grow it, we went to the market. He was a real southern country boy.
Yeah.
And that's how I grew up.
You grew up in Chattanooga.
Yeah, Chattanooga, Tennessee. And you know, I seem to be the only grandkid that really took a liking to that or found interest in it. And he saw that. And you know, by the time I turned 12 years old, I knew there was the career path that I wanted to be on. Yeah, 12 years old, I knew that I wanted to be a chef, and I've been pursuing it ever since. And
What would Grandpa make that maybe you still make that reminds you of him?
Frog legs. His frog legs and his braised rabbit.
Okay.
One of the first things that I ever ate was a rabbit, and my grandfather recorded it. I was 2 years old, and I have this big rabbit in front of me with all this gravy, and I'm like,
And it
tear
was
this rabbit up.
delicious.
It was so good. Still to this day, rabbit and frog legs are two of my favorite meals to have. I love frog legs. Frog legs are my favorite.
I've had frog legs.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to say, well, do they taste like chicken?
They do.
Well, they do, kind of, right?
It tastes like chicken with the texture of like a hearty, meaty white fish,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Are those hard to come by around here?
Yes, they are.
Is that what we're calling Thad for? I need ramps and frog
And
legs.
frog legs. I'm
And
pretty
could
sure
you give me a rabbit?
he could make it happen. So now I just added the snow peas.
Okay.
They're not going to take long, and then we're going to get the plates ready to go. We also have some, for the dressing I made was a homemade buttermilk Caesar dressing. So I used a little bit of mayo, about 1/4 cups of mayo, 3 anchovies.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
That sounds good.
2 tablespoons.
That's just flavor right
Yeah,
there. You're
it's-
throwing an
it's-
anchovy into something.
Some Worcestershire sauce, hot sauce, 2 tablespoons of hot sauce, and a little bit of sour cream. And I really just added all that in the bowl and just to mix that up.
Now that sounds like some southern roots in there.
Yeah, there is some southern roots.
In that dressing.
I finished it with a little bit of, well, not even a little bit. There's a lot of Parmesan in this sauce as well, but it balances out really well. So now we're gonna put the dressings on the plate.
This is the plating section of the show. Now we're gonna get a real view of how a professional makes it look so pretty.
We're gonna get the sauce on the bottom.
Okay, so people at home are going, oh wait, I put my dressing on top. Why are you putting it on the bottom?
Well, again, this is for the visual, and if I were to throw this sauce into this right now, it would separate. The fats would separate. It wouldn't look as appealing, and it probably wouldn't really coat the vegetables how you would think it would.
Okay. All right, I gotta remember that. So if you're doing a warm salad, dressing on the bottom.
Dressing on the bottom. Now we got some good color on the broccoli and the cauliflower, which is perfect.
That's a good char.
What we want. It is a good char.
I'm your hype girl. D, good char. Good char, D.
And now we're gonna go right onto the plate.
And did you say you've served this?
Yes.
At a couple dinner parties now?
Yes.
Yeah, and later on we're going to talk, and I want to know all about that. We're going to talk about your business and dinner parties. But I really love that when we're talking about pickled vegetables, you're thinking about your grandpa. Was he grandpa? Was he papa? Was he pa?
Yeah, he was granddaddy. Granddaddy Frank.
I should have guessed. Granddaddy in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Granddaddy Frank.
Is he still with us?
No, unfortunately he passed in 2015. He lived to be 78.
Oh, I'm sorry, but he got to see
Yes, he got to see.
him pass down his love of cooking to
Yes,
you.
he did.
And watched you run with it.
So I'm just warming up the Brussels sprout petals just to kind of not be cold on the plate when we're plating it up. We're putting it on there.
Okay.
I'm just going to mix those around just a little bit. And these are going to be placed just in random spots on the salad.
Okay, so I guess you can tell I watch a lot of cooking shows. I feel like I need these tweezers in my life.
They are very helpful when it comes to plating and
Yeah.
putting things exactly where you want them.
I do not have those. When
Why-
did you, where did you go to culinary school, Le Cordon Bleu?
Yes, I
In
went.
Chicago?
And Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
I went to Le Cordon Bleu summer of 2007, right out of high school, and it was a really good time. I learned a lot.
How long was cooking school?
It was a 2-year program,
Okay.
and
And if you need to, you interrupt me, I'm just going to keep firing questions. But if
No,
you want
that's
to talk
totally
about what
fine.
we're doing. All right, ramps. These are the ramps.
so these are the ramps. These are ramp bolts.
Thank you, Thad, for the ramps.
Yes, thank you, Hefe.
I know I'm sure in my lifetime I've had a ramp on a dish, but I feel I didn't really think about it. So now I'm really looking forward to knowing it's a cross between an onion and garlic, right?
Yes.
Am I remembering that
It's
correctly?
it will definitely stand out. You
Okay.
will know. So here we go.
These are a lot of components.
I'm gonna go with the pickled red onions right around as well. It's a very vibrant color.
That looks really good.
And then we're gonna finish it with the fancy green onions that you cut up
The julienne,
right on top.
right on top. Some have bloomed because they
Yes.
were blanched.
Yes.
See, I'm paying attention. I'm getting all the words
And-
down. Okay.
There we go.
Wait, now this is bothering me. Oh, here, let's put it here. Well, okay, we're gonna get rid of these. We wanna look at that. Pretty salad.
Clean up the
Let's
plate
get
here.
that shot.
Pretty salad.
Yes. All right, well, look at how good that looks. Look at your creation. Okay, we are going to eat our brassica.
Yes, brassica.
salads when we come back. Don't go away. Okay, we are back, and because this is our first show, we have plastic cutlery, which we're gonna work on that and fix that. Okay, so this is our first taste
Yes.
of brassica salad, and I'm getting some dressing.
Definitely want to get the sauce at the bottom.
Yeah. All right, there's a ramp. This is really good. I know we're really quiet right now and just eating, but that means the food is good.
Everything's still crunchy. It's fresh. It's a good balance.
I didn't think about wine with this, but now I'm thinking about wine. What wine would you recommend with this salad?
Yeah, that's
Because I
a
feel like that would taste really good right now.
that's a really good question. We've been pairing it with a white wine lately. Because once again, we also use that for wine suggestions. So that's pretty much who we go to for our knowledge about wine, what to pair with what. He kind of helps us out a lot with that.
He's very good
And,
at all things.
Yeah, and my wife is
and
taking
food.
my wife is taking it. She's making a very personal statement to really learn about it. So when he's giving us information about it, she takes it to heart. She's writing notes. She wants to make sure when we're doing a dinner, she can explain it in detail exactly how
Yeah.
it should be.
And let's talk about Steph, because she's a pastry chef.
Yes.
So we should say we've been talking so much about Baccarat, but you worked at Farron's too.
Yes.
Which I feel two very different restaurant experiences.
It was a very different restaurant experience. But things happened that kind of brought me there. Once Baccarat was no longer, Farron's was there. The manager at the time knew Baccarat was closing. So even before we closed, he was like, "Hey, I want you to come over here." So it was job security for me.
Yeah.
It was definitely job security, and that's where I met my wife. So clearly, it was meant for me to be there
That's right.
in that time frame. But yeah, my wife, she's a huge part. She plays a huge part into what we do. She pretty much does everything other than the cooking. And it allows me to be the chef and be creative, but she takes care of everything else, including our kids.
Yep. Tell us about your kids.
So we have 3 kids. My wife and I, we have 3 daughters, Juliet, Nyla, and Maeve. 3 little girls.
How old are they?
They are 4, 3, and 2.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot, but they act like they're 11, 12, and 13. So,
Three-ager.
yeah.
Yep. My friend Jess, that's what she says. Three-ager.
But they're foodies. They love to eat. They love to help me cook.
Oh, they're getting into it like Granddaddy got
Yeah.
you into it.
It is, and my goal is to make it very hard for young men to impress them with food. That's my goal.
Right. There you go. It would be hard to measure up if you're serving. Okay, so that's my question. They've got a mom who's a pastry chef and a dad does the cooking. What does mealtime look like at your house? Who's cooking? What are you serving? Are there ever dino nuggets at the table?
There are never dino nuggets at the table, and if they want nuggets, I'll make them
From scratch?
From scratch.
Oh my
Same,
gosh. Girls, you're lucky. These are lucky girls.
Same with French fries. They love French fries, so I'm always making French fries from scratch. But a typical meal could vary. Sometimes my wife takes the lead, and she makes a lot of good chicken dishes. She's really good with salads, but her main thing is the desserts. She wants to make sure that we're ready for dessert after dinner. So that's usually her priority. And then it just varies for me. It depends on, we do try to give the girls a lot of leeway to decide on what we're gonna have. But if my wife and I, if we're really feeling like, hey, we want steak tonight, we're having steak that night. But I try to,
And are you cooking the steaks, or is
Yes.
Steph ever cooking the steaks?
no, I usually do most of that type of cooking. She does bake sometimes she'll help me with baking the bread. We do fresh bread. Sometimes we do fresh pasta. We just had pasta the other night.
Wait, homemade
Pasta. Mm-hmm.
There is homemade pasta in your house and a homemade bread?
Yes.
Oh my God, and homemade dessert.
And homemade dessert. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I love that you said that Steph is making sure that there is dessert every night.
Yeah. Yeah, she's because she's.
I'm coming over. I'm moving in.
Yeah.
By the by,
We have.
is there
plenty
space
of room.
for me?
Yes, there is place for you. But yeah, she definitely loves to do pastries, and I this is something I noticed when we first got together. She just kind of showed like a passion that I don't think that she realized was in there. And I would just kind of like push her like, man, this is really good. Some of the stuff that she was doing was like blowing my mind. Same with my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is really good with pastries as well.
Yeah.
And I think Steph had that in her, and someone needed to like pull it out of her. So now she's really taking it to heart. She's doing wedding cakes. She does cookies. She's doing cookies every week now, sugar cookies. She's trying to hone her skills in that area.
Dee, how are you not gaining 100 pounds? With cookies and breads and pastries?
Well, we aren't always the guinea pigs.
Okay.
We usually test out a lot of things on my in-laws.
So it's your in-laws who are on the treadmill every day making sure.
I have a couple friends that we have a small friend group, and we usually meet at least once a week, usually on Sundays. So that's usually when I'm trying new things. And throughout the week, the in-laws help out quite a bit with the kids. So I'm always sending meals for them to have throughout the week, so it's one less thing they have to worry about.
Let's talk about, we haven't talked about the fact that you worked at Baccarat, you worked at Farron's, and then what led you to private dining?
Actually working at Baccarat was my first intro to doing private dinners, because we would do some private dinners through Bacro a couple times while I was there. And the very first time I went into someone's home and saw the style of food that we were presenting for them and delivering to them, it was like, wow, I didn't even know this was a market. I didn't know this was a thing, and I fell in love with it then. So every chance that I got to go with that or with a chef to someone's home, I took advantage of it. And from that moment, I've always tried to position myself to be able to be in that position to do that. So it's always been in the back of my mind since working at Bacro. So I started there in 2011, but COVID is what really forced me to do it.
Pivot.
Yeah.
It was a big pivot for
There's a huge
so
pivot.
many people.
I was afraid to take the leap just because I was afraid of failure. I was afraid of the obstacles that I was going to have to face. Just wasn't as mature yet at that time. But COVID just kind of, it forced me to do it. I had no other way to go. And so we went out on a limb. Everything's been word of mouth. We had our first dinner party, it was a Christmas party in some small town about 2 hours away. I had no clue what I was doing. I dropped 2 bottles of wine before the dinner party. And
At the house?
no, at where I bought it, at Artmark.
Oh gosh, because you were nervous. Oh man.
So it was just, and I made way too much food, but they they enjoyed
That's
it.
not really a bad thing. I know cost-wise, not great for you.
Cost-wise, it was definitely,
having more food than.
it was the first experience was a loss. I will say that, but it was a good experience because we've been learning.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bryce.
We've been learning.
First show, we're learning.
Yeah.
We need something to drink while we eat. Okay, out of our styrofoam cups. We'll work on that.
So yeah, ever since then everything's been word of mouth. We have a friend group out in White Heath that uses us quite a bit, and they've helped us out quite a bit with word of mouth, spreading the word to their friends. We've done a couple segments on See I Livin', and just kind of mostly social media. I try to post videos on my social media platforms, and that's pretty much how we've gotten to where we are now. We've done a couple of things at the Allerton Supper Club. Last year I did 3 events out at
I
Allerton.
just signed up for that in September.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
We're going to be doing it this year.
I've got a friend, Carolyn, who is really good. We call her our cruise director. You know Carolyn?
Yeah, I
We
know.
had New Year's Eve
Yeah.
at her house. And she's really good with finding new things for us to try and do. And so she just sent us all. So we're going to do the Allerton in September.
Cool experience. Last year was my first year. And I didn't really know what to expect with the Supper Club, but it was a very cool experience. And honestly, Dining with Dee has kind of grown because of the Supper Club. We've gotten a lot of clients from that. We've got other opportunities have opened up for us from that. So yeah, it's it. I think you'll really enjoy that.
Good, good. Okay, I want to talk more about, because besides private dining, you also have a meal plan thing. So we're gonna talk about all that when we come back. All right,
Okay.
we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I have to say, Dee, I had just the pickled onion. That is powerful, pungent.
It is very
good.
pungent. Good.
It was so good. What a good bite. Okay, we're talking. So cooking with Dee. You don't just do dinner parties. Talk about the. Do you call it a meal plan or meal prep, or what do you do?
Yeah,
for
so we do
people?
meal prep. We do meal preps. I have a couple clients that we do on a regular basis, weekly. So we have, and we also do family meals as well. So we cook for families. For example, families that are attending the Art Motion Studio or the iPower Gym, gymnastics. Meals for those moms that are on the go, like always on the go. We're able to provide them meals for them to take home right after. So that's something that we just recently started the past couple weeks. And it's actually doing pretty well. So it could vary from a household of 4 people to a household of 10 people. And we provide meals for your entire family.
How does that work? Do you pick? Do they pick what's being made?
So I'll post, I use a 5-week menu cycle, which I post to my social media platforms. And you can pick you'll be able to pick your meals of what you want for that week. And it just kind of rotates. The menus change again seasonally or when it's necessary. But you have a 5-week cycle. There's always something we cater to the pescatarian, vegetarians, the vegans. Right now I'm cooking for a client who's recovering from chemo. So the meals that I'm making her are all cancer fighting meals.
Oh my gosh, it's so tailored to
yeah.
whatever your needs are.
Yes.
I love that.
And that's what we try to pride ourselves on with Dining with D, is being able to have access to things of that sort, you know, having tailor-made meals. Someone could come to us and say, hey, I want a specific meal with this ingredient, this amount of protein, and we'll do it exactly how you want it done. But most people, they allow us to create the menu, give them options, and just kind of let them pick and choose what they want, take away from. We allow that just because if that's what they want, that's what they want. They're paying
So do
for
you
it.
deliver it to their house?
We do deliver, and we do have right now we also do pickup. We're cooking out of the Honey Bunny Cake out right next to off down South Mill Street.
Yeah.
So that will eventually be our pickup location. But right now we're delivering it personally. So we're doing the meal plans. We do the 7-course tasting menus, in-home dinner parties, where we also provide lunch meals for the Art Motion Studio and the iPower Gym. And sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask, would you ever go back to cooking in a restaurant? I know probably
I will
cooking
say
at home gives you more flexibility and
it does.
all that.
It does, and don't get me wrong, I do miss cooking in the restaurant. I miss everything about it.
Well, tell me, what's the number one thing that you miss about it?
The adrenaline rush, the controlled chaos. It's something about that is just very addicting. But with the family as big as mine, I can't afford to be in the restaurant that long anymore. Those hours is just, it's wear and tear. It beats me up.
Would you say it's for young people?
It is, and not even necessarily young people. I think once I had a family, a lot of things, I had to prioritize a lot of things. If I didn't have a family, I honestly would
like the rush
still
of it.
do it.
The stress, it seems
It is very
stressful.
stressful. It is very stressful. You have to be crazy to continue to go back and do it.
There are definitely some crazy chefs out there.
And yeah, and that's why that's the case, because there is something, there's a little bit off, or a chef's going through something mentally to continue to go back to that type of abuse. But we love it. We're addicted to it.
So the bear is all true.
The bear is definitely true. That's the closest thing to the truth of how the industry is. It's
Really?
It is. I've almost cried in the kitchen, and I don't really tell this story often, but I've almost had a chef make me cry because.
Oh, now I got to hear the story.
And it was at Bacro.
Okay.
Michael Miller.
Oh boy, here we go.
Michael Miller, if you're watching this, here it is. But he was just, for my first week there, I just had a very hard time being prepared for service. I could not set up my station on time. I was never ready by 5 o'clock. It just took me a while to understand how to organize and prepare myself, mise en place properly, to the point where I got the nickname Wall Street. They called me Wall Street at Bacro because everyone always had to bail me out.
Oh, God.
So, but just the constant push to be better from the crew, but mainly from my chef Michael at the time. It was very uncomfortable. And I just remember one day he had me make I remember exactly what it is. I was making a pound cake. The dessert was a grilled pound cake, charred pineapples with the saffron glaze around the top and homemade ice cream dollop on top of the pound cake.
Okay, that sounds delicious.
It was a really good dish.
That sounds pretty good.
So I had to make each item I had to make each item from scratch. I had to peel the pineapples, grill the pineapples. I had to make the cake, cool the cake, slice the cake, make the glaze. and I just could not get all that done at time. So he was on me about it. You're not coming in prepared, you're not doing this, your station's messy, he's just drilling me. And he was right, and it was just so hard for me to swallow that pill, and I'm just sitting there listening to him, and I could feel these emotions coming over me, and I'm like, you better not cry. Like, this, I don't even know why this is happening.
No crying in baseball, there's no crying in cooking.
You better keep it together. So I remember walking out of the kitchen, walked into the walk-in cooler, and I'm like wiping my face, I'm like trying to get it together, and I go back out, and I look at him, I was like, I'm gonna get this right. Like, I will get this right, I'll be able to get set up on time, just please don't give up on me. He's like, and I know you will.
Oh.
And, you know, from that point on, it made me very focused, you know, going to work. I mean, I would leave work thinking about work. What I had to do tomorrow in order to not get yelled at, or in order to not feel like I'm being...
But I feel because you listened to him and didn't quit, I mean, that was a pivotal moment.
It was
I'm going to get better at this. I'm not going to be sensitive about it. I'm going to take his criticism and build on that. And he obviously saw something in you that he took the time to be your mentor and gave you those words of advice. We got to wrap up. This was delightful and delicious. I love talking about your history from Chattanooga, Tennessee, to here you've got your own private business and this beautiful family, and you're making beautiful food. And thank you for being a part of this first. This is kind of a little experiment, right? We're trying to get better at it too. But real quick, you've got a website. Give everybody your website.
Yes, the website is eatwithd.com. And you can also find me on Instagram at ChefNuke44, at Dining with D as well on Instagram, and Dining with D on Facebook.
He is everywhere. If you want to hire him, he is your guy.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing this.
Yes.
Hopefully we learned something too. Maybe somebody will pickle some vegetables and get some ramps and cook with veggies. All right. Thank you for being here, and let's dish.